Our to-do list every day are tasks, not life. So what's your fun list? You know, what are those things that you could do that naturally you're having more fun? You know, third thing you can do is so simple. Is write down what is not. Come slowly back to your knees and sit up on your heels.
So Ty, how does it feel to be in Philly for your birthday?
Goes down good.
Cold, isn't it?
Oh, no doubt about it. It's cold.
And then if you said they have an outdoor skating rink over there?
Yeah. Yeah. Where you guys are staying at?
Brotherly Love Park.
Walnut Street is like, you know, the ritzy.
Okay.
That's where you find like the Michael Kors and the Tiffany's and
Let's take some
I don't. Do they do that in DC too?
On occasion.
The menus.
Welcome to Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Founded 1682 by a very good man named William Penn. Pennsylvania, shaped like this, is the same size as Great Britain, an island country shaped like this. Thus, the Quaker came here. He did many things that gave gravity and ground to making the United States a great nation in our human storybook. He owned the land and was allowed to write his rules. He wrote a charter. And his first great charter of government was to put down in writing a written guarantee to everyone in this colony for freedom of religion. In that little building, William Penn's great charter became the model for the U.S. Constitution and the base of the first 10 of our Bill of Rights. Between two rivers of your map, the Delaware right and Schuylkill left, exactly where we're 3 kilometers apart. And in the breadth of the two rivers, he placed his cross, surrendered his sword, and named this place Philadelphia, the Quaker city of brotherly love. Not a new name, he didn't invent it. It was a Roman Empire city, Philadelphus, brotherly love, praised by the rabbi apostle named Paul for the way the ancient church lived there in perfect shambles, love for God and neighbor, care for one another. Here, I was born and raised 1 mile up this street in St. Edward the Confessor, and I live today 1 mile to your left in St. Patrick's. Look right at the mural, one of 3,500 paintings on walls. We are the mural capital of this planet. Looking left is Fireman's Hall Museum. That's an antique fire buff's heaven. The oldest hose horse-drawn fire buggy in the land. Looking left, since 1703, this narrow cobblestone path is the oldest continuous residential street in the United States of America. This is Alfred's Alley. 32 eclectically clung Quaker clay brick rows. Give it up for them, folks. Let me hear you. 300 years since 1703. All taxpayers, not a museum. Betsy lived here, stop too. Her neighbor, Francis Hopkinson, who lived in a boarding house in back. They were neighbors. He got the job to design it. She sewed for a living, lived here. He never wrote down. He gave Betsy the job to sew that flag. Franklin's grave is left. Behind the bronze rail, Ben Franklin is buried there with his wife Deborah, daughter Sarah, her husband Richard Page. Here, you're now moving through Independence National Park. This space is a 40-acre national park. It was a slum when I grew up here. Dismantled and made into a national park to celebrate the 200th birthday of the United States. Does anyone on board have a mom?
Huh?
Well, you have to ask. I mean, you know, they got all these factories today, you know.
Oh, wow.
Coming up ahead, you see this red brick island, this little red brick island in the middle of the street. In 1908, Anna Jarvis of Philadelphia stood on that island and founded the holiday, Mother's Day, here in Philadelphia. And that same year Anna stood there, 1908, my mom was born 4 blocks through that arch up the street on Market Street at the Campbell family bed and breakfast hotel run by my grandparents. And tomorrow. Here on this side, the Irish, the French, the Polish, the Germans, the Jewish, the Lithuanians, the Czechoslovakian, Central European peoples came and lived and worked in age of factory in these brick European roads. Look left. Like any European city, is a monastery convent of divine love. Here a cloistered group of Roman nuns never leave that block. Behind a bronze grill at 11:30 and 5 daily door open, they sing psalm prayers, praying for the world to become better. Look right, roll the dice. Go to jail on Monopoly. Anyone, stop. Number 11. The castle battlement-like fortress, Eastern State Penitentiary. Look at the gray stone bottom base of the art museum. Do you see the gray ones on the bottom? For 100 years, that giant big gray bowl was Monopoly's reservoir for water. Look left, made of yellow Minnesota dolomite, the western golden jewel of our Champs-Élysées, the envy of the planet, our Museum of Art. Put on your life jacket. Do you see the bronze sculptures? Those bronze sculptures are by young Abel himself. They're griffins. Here to your right, 72 steps lift up the reservoir, eastern face to the top. I just ask our guests that are getting off, be careful. And this is stop 16, the Rocky Steps.
Sort of right. This is what we're going there.